Namaste all. Yesterday I said Gita is always a panacea, a sure shot to cure all your sorrows. But it's very easy to talk, not to walk. So I here say that Arjuna was a symbol of a complete soul. He was a complete man. And taking as a symbol, Arjuna, Bhagavan wanted to teach something this upcoming generation. And nowadays we have so-called management classes, management gurus. I respected them. But all philosophy hailed to or belonged to Gita. The fulcrum, the center point, mood point of any philosophies, any material or spiritual philosophies, having a courtesy to Bhagavad Gita. If you speak a philosophy, you cannot avoid Bhagavad Gita's verses. It is so much influential at any ordinary person's life. Maybe in a day-to-day basis. So somebody is getting collapsed by his mind or her mind. Acharyas suggest to take Gita and read some verses. You will get energetic. So that's why it's a cosmic panacea. Everywhere you can hear Bhagavad Gita's grace. Anybody, news channels or newspaper, everybody is philosophers now. All are philosophers now. Some kind of philosophy we are taking up or speaking up. But if it's not having a base of Bhagavad Gita, it's a spineless philosophy, lifeless philosophy. Bhagavad Gita's each letters have its life, have the power to shuffle you, jerk you. We have taken 2 slokas of second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Those were Bhagavan's voice. Bhagavan was saying something. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna. And here also Arjuna wanted to rebut him, rather to speak something against that Bhagavan has said, and wanted to establish his versions or his points of view. And such personality is always getting failed. When a man better than you by his character or by his knowledge speaking something, and if you are still want to debunk him, it's your weakness. Nobody would mind you. Because respecting the other souls as my souls is the human being's great grace to have. If you are not considering others as a soul even, he is a silly man you are thinking, or she is a silly lady you are thinking, you are spoiled. Your chance to speak your words, energy, everybody will get in way. So here see Arjuna how to express his adamance or arrogance or pride before Bhagavan. This is a funny thing because Arjuna knows that Bhagavan is greater than me. Bhagavan is a great soul. He is not only my friend or charioteer, but also he is the great soul and Lord. But forgetting everything, Arjuna wanted an argument, a quarrel. So, here the fourth shloka. Katham bhishmam aham sankhye dronancha madhusudana ishubhihi pratiyolsyami pujariha varisudana. Second chapter's fourth shloka. And I divide here. Katham, how. Bhishma, aham, I. Sankhya, in the war. Dronam, Drona. Cha, and. Madhusudana, it's a name, Bhagavan's name. Meant who killed a demon called Madhu. Ishubhihi, with arrows. Pratiyolsyami, to fight against. Pujarihau, worshipable. Arisudana, other name of Bhagavan. Meant who can kill, who is able to kill any enemies. Now I set it up in an order to get its exact answer or exact meanings. I hope you remember, it's called Annayam, I have said that. Arisudana, who is capable to kill enemies. Madhusudana, who has killed a demon called, named Madhu. Pujariho, worshipable. Bhishmam, Bhishma. Dronam cha, and Drona. Sankhya, in the war. Aham, I. Katham, how. Ishubhihi, with arrows. Pratiyolsyami, to fight against. You just, if you put them down, you can understand the meanings now itself. I don't have to explain that, but I do. So I said the Gita's grace here, but Arjuna is the only person who doesn't understand Bhagavan's words or the grace of Bhagavan's words, who cannot or who doesn't understand. Here Arjuna saying, how I can kill such role model personalities or worshipable personalities like Bhishma and Drona, and that also with arrows. How I can fight against them? And let me making you understand that the character of Bhishma. An ordinary person is always thinking Bhishma is a villain character, an aged villain with a white beard, white hair. So we have to clear that misunderstanding about Bhishma or Bhishma's character. Bhishma was a great man. Unfortunately, he got to join Duryodhana's group. Unfortunately, because due to a promise given to his father. That's why he stood with Kaurava's side. Otherwise, he would be with Bhagavan, because he is such a devout of Lord Krishna. Then to maintain his words, he stood with Duryodhana. And that was a deliberate attempt. He was knowing that Duryodhana is a bad character. Duryodhana is somebody not to join his hands with. Duryodhana having some wicked plans to kill Pandavas. He is knowing everything, but knowingly he joined. So it was a commitment to do a crime. If you deliberately doing a wrong thing, it's a commitment, a committed offense. Unknowingly you are doing wrong things. It's only mistakes, but you are deliberately doing. That's called committed offense. So Bhishma committed an offense, that of standing with Duryodhana, because Duryodhana can never change himself. Rather, he was not ready to change. He was so keen to see Pandavas' devastation. So, to be a character like Bhishma, it was a debacle, because he wouldn't have thought such way. Anyway, it happened. So Bhishma is not a silly villain character. He has his own character, his own personality. He has kept his words with anybody, and he was famous for that. He was very famous for that. And we have a word that Bhishma's words, Bhishma's pledge. If somebody take a promise, we are saying it should be like Bhishma's pledge, because Bhishma was so much consistent in working out or in implementing his words or in keeping his words. So Bhishma, such a character Bhishma, he is much worshipable. Yet he knows Duryodhana wanted to kill Pandavas wholly. Yet he has an affection with Pandavas than Duryodhana, but stood otherwise. Took a step otherwise. And it got committed. That's why he paid for that. At last, everybody knows, a bed of arrows, and his last breath was laying on that. So such a personality Bhishma, Arjuna saying that. Pujarihau, worshipable, I cannot kill him. And what about Drona? He was an archery master for Arjuna. A teacher also, because any kind of knowledge, Vedas and Vedant philosophies was being taught by Drona only. Also, Drona considered Arjuna as his son, a son-like. And he was a poor Brahmin, financially. So, a duty of a Kshatriya is to protect Brahmana. So, by any sense, by any means, Arjuna cannot kill Drona. At one side, he is a master of him, and at the other, he is a Brahman, so he has to protect, or he had to protect Drona. So these two personalities, Bhishma and Dronam, how, Katham, I can kill or fight against with arrows? So let me go. He was so much evasive. Arjuna was so much evasive. He wanted to skip it any way. So he was so much in confusion. What to do? So Arjuna started blabbering again. Hearing this blabbering, Bhagavan got irritated. That's why Bhagavan reacted. Bhagavan had to speak something. Bhagavan spoke in such a manner. But Arjuna again rebutting him, saying something. No, I cannot kill them. He is that for me, and he is this for me. At that time, Arjuna doesn't think even Bhagavan is a super soul, a great soul. Bhagavan is much knowledgeable. He doesn't think at that time. He pretends he knows everything. So such a person cannot save himself from anyone. Any crisis, you must be submissive. You must be obsequious. Unconditional obedience you must need in the crisis, especially when a senior person, or not by the age but by the knowledge or experience, speaking something good for you, you have to accept that. Must be obedient. Arjuna rather disobedient, also inconsistent, also in disbelief Bhagavan. So this in English, dis is opposite something, very negatively express something. So you have to give up this dis. First you believe, then obey. You have to believe your seniors. You have to respect your seniors. And you have to regard anybody as a soul like yours. And you have to you have to be affectionate with anybody as how you love yourself. Arjuna here justifying his thoughts. We don't know Bhagavan whether Bhagavan had taken his word or not. Anyway, Arjuna is going on. He doesn't want to hear anything because I have decided to quit. This is not good. Senior personalities, they are not killable and they are worshipable. Of course, we have to worship seniors, but in a fight field, in a war field, anybody standing opposite is your enemy. To a Kshatriya, Arjuna forgetting everything. So life is a war field. You have a certain goal and you are going towards that. If any hindrance, like your love, your respect, you have to break them and move forward and go forward and move forward. Because since the destiny would come towards you, that's sure. You have to go towards that. Then whatever hindrances, the hindrances are love, affection, respect, hatred, jealous, anything. So you have to move forward, breaking all these hindrances. But Arjuna standing in the opposite side now. Yet he knows these things. He knows Bhagavan well, but he forgetting anything, like being in a mirage, in a confused stage. So this is all for this episode. Today we are winding up. Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhye Dronam cha Madhusudana Ishubhihi Pratiyolsyami Pujarha Varisudana. How I can fight against Bhishma and Drona, who are worshipable for me. Madhusudana, I cannot, with arrows, I cannot fight against them. Good day, goodbye, see you tomorrow. Jai Shri Krishna.